Yesterday, Saturday, I watched a lot of college football. Watched my team, Alabama, just squeak by Texas A&M, a team that they used to beat regularly. And then I later I watched the Notre Dame Louisville game and saw Louisville handily beat Notre Dame. And I was reminded of Moneyball. Remember the baseball game where the Oakland A's rose to beat championship, and a movie was made about it with Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill. And Jonah was a geek, and he was a guy who basically, what we would call today, used artificial intelligence to pick a better team. And he came in and revolutionized baseball. Well, the same thing is happening to football today because of the ability for a young college player to change teams and immediately play for that team. So it's changed college football dramatically. Well, the same thing is happening in the stock market. I've learned to use artificial intelligence to help me find the best stocks in my Bus 12 and Bus 13 portfolios, those stocks that are going to gear the internet up to handle the coming of artificial intelligence, and then those companies that are going to deliver that artificial intelligence to us over the years. But at the same time, I need to scrape the data from the internet to find those companies who are in a financially strong position to overcome the storm of higher interest rates, because there are some of the companies that are in my Bus 12 and Bus 13 portfolio that are not financially sound as the cost of interest, the service of their debt goes up by 2 to 3 times, and they're going to have difficulty making ends meet. So I have learned to use artificial intelligence to help me make better investment decisions. And I want to show you how I've done that and how you can do it and how you can benefit from the knowledge I've acquired. This is not financial advice. This is financial intelligence, artificial financial intelligence.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
Okay, this is my Bus 12 and Bus 13 portfolios. There are 34 stocks in the two of them. Bus 12 is focused on those stocks that are going to update the internet, the hardware and the software, so that the internet can deliver artificial intelligence to us. And then Bus 12 is about those companies who are actually going to update the websites and make artificial intelligence part of our lives. But then I got to thinking that these companies are going to be affected because they all have some level of debt as interest rates go up, and that debt has to be refinanced. So I went and bought the access to all the financial data in all 6,000 companies, not only in the United States, in the world, and said, okay, I need to build an algorithm that will give me the ability to rate each of these companies and project the impact of this higher cost of debt service on them. So using Apple as an example, this is telling me I'm scraping the internet, and I know their 2023 net revenue was $389 billion. Their net income was $94.7 billion. Their current debt is $109 billion. And at 4% or 3.8, whatever it is, they are paying roughly $3.75 billion a year in interest. Well, as that interest has to be refinanced, as corporate debt is refinanced every 3 to 5 years, and it's projected by 2026, all of it will have to be. It's going to go up somewhere in the neighborhood of 2.5 to 3 times. So I'm saying it's at 4 here, it's 10 there. So Apple's cost of servicing their debt will go from $3.7 billion to $10.9 billion. Well, what's that going to impact? It's going to impact their income. What's that going to impact? That's going to impact their stock price. So I want to know at what rate will it affect their stock price? And based on their current situation, the amount of debt, it will impact it by 8%. In reality, that's not bad, particularly when they have 109 billion in debt and they have 100 billion in cash. So if they choose to, they can pay off that debt. So I give them a good rating. That's green. Their price to debt ratio is a 6, and I don't like to see it much above a 3, and so I give that a bad rating. And their current ratio, that is their ability to handle short-term debt, is 0.88. Again, I like it to see it above 2, so I give it a bad rating. And then their debt to equity is a 2.3. I like to see it in a 2, so I give that a neutral. And their interest coverage ratio is 40, which basically reflects the fact that they have all this cash. So I give that a good as well. So overall, I give Apple a good rating. Then I come down to each stock and I do that exact same thing. And I come to some stocks and I see that the impact of advanced micro devices on their cash flow and their earnings will take their debt or their loss of 26 billion to 209 billion, an 87% negative impact on their earnings. And when their earnings come out in the next quarter and then in 2024, I expect it to be reflected in their stock price, so I give them a bad rating. I do the same thing for Amazon. Amazon, you say? Yes, Amazon, because Amazon has a tremendous amount of debt. Why do they have the debt? I've explained that to you in the past, because they had to build those data centers. And right now they're paying 2.9 billion in interest, and that's going to turn into 12.4 billion, which is going to come directly, that difference of about $10 billion is going to come to their bottom line. So I expect in the next several quarters that Amazon is going to be reporting some negative numbers. I see Amazon as having a bad situation in front of them. I've done that for every stock. I want to focus again on Alphabet. And Alphabet is in a very positive position. Why? Because they have tremendous cash flow in the bank, and they can pay off their debt if they want to. So this is my Moneyball trick. This is what college young coaches are doing now. They're beating the old guys by using data to make better recruiting decisions. Just like Jonah did in Moneyball, this is what I'm doing in investment ball. And you can see I've done it for every one of the stocks that I have in my BUS 12 and BUS 13 portfolios. What I want to do is teach you how to do this. I want to take this and put it on a spreadsheet and mail it to you so you can study it. Okay? And that's what I'm going to do for everybody who is on our platinum level investment group. Let me explain to you how that works. We have a number of opportunities. You can come in and just participate in our Discord. You can come in and have access to my portfolios. And then you can come in at a higher level, the platinum, and have access to information like this, as well as information on technical analysis. Again, this is part of it. This is nuts and bolts, dollars and cents. And you would say, well, that's all I need, but it is not. You need technical analysis because you are dealing in the Wall Street market, and prices move based on momentum and fear and anxiety. So you have to to basically keep this in line with the technical analysis. So on the mailing that I'm going to make and on our website, we show both the technical analysis. Mark every week comes out and says, based on what Kerry has in his portfolio and what's in the bus 12 and the bus 13, based on technical analysis, this is what I suggest Kerry does on his portfolio. And I then react based on my Moneyball, my financial analysis, and my technical analysis. I make decisions. And then to those who are in my Platinum group, and here's how you sign up for the Platinum group on our website, I give trade alerts. When I buy or sell something, the members of our Platinum group get an email notifying them, Kerry just bought X and just sold X. So why? So that's how this works. I recognize that much like in Moneyball, much like in college football today, people are making better decisions based on data. I use the financial data, Mark uses the technical data, and between the two, we're making better investment decisions. I invite you to come to the website, sign up for the Platinum level, and start making good, informed decisions. It's time that you make your decisions based on artificial intelligence. It's here. It's available. If you can figure it out on your own, if you want to, do it. But if you don't want to, and you want somebody to help you and teach you, get on the bus.